I have a new obsession. It's not really that new, it's old, but it's cans. I am obsessed with cans. And more importantly, how people ship cans. And more importantly, 12-ounce cans, standard or sleek. I'm fascinated. Today, we have Strive, which again is a brand that targeted me, or I was targeted by Instagram ads, and I'm a sucker for an Instagram ad that's well put together. Welcome back to the BoxBuilder Breakdown. I'm Jeremy, the BoxBuilder, coming to you live from Giver HQ. If this is your first time, what we do here on the BoxBuilder Breakdown is I order cans or any other direct-to-consumer packaging product, direct-to-consumer product, thank you, in the mail. And we open it and I judge it, rightly or wrongly, with the expertise of 21 years, 22? 21 or 22 years in the industry. And I tell you what I think. Today, Strive, another brand, another beverage. Millennials are the generation of boutique, small label beverages. First impression of this box. This is what we look for. No branding on the box. This is actually a stock box. I think it's a U-line box. Yep, U-line box, which I didn't know they're, ooh, shaky. But they're a privately owned company by the U-line. It's pronounced like U-lean family, but I didn't realize that until far into my career. I thought they were a much bigger publicly traded company. Anyways, let's dig in. We got the branded tape, one color on white, not a huge color gamut, but you don't always need color. Okay. All right. So, interesting. I say that a lot, and it's because I'm genuinely interested in what people do. Ooh, workplace incident. Nobody tell OSHA. Somebody in the comments I know is gonna be like, you should be wearing gloves with that knife. I get it, I know. There was another video we did on a cutting die and someone was like, you know, those dies are sharp. Yes, thank you, I know, hall monitor. Okay, so this is kind of a unique type of void fill. This looks like sea flute, and you feed it through, there's this machine that basically slots it in a staggered slotting pattern so that it makes this expandable void fill out of spent corrugated boxes or sheets. Love these cans, they're dented to Dent Village. I'm gonna take these out so you guys can see this a little better. Oh, there's a tray in here too, okay. But I do like these cans. They look to be digitally printed cans. They're partially printed and partially raw. I don't know if you're gonna be able to, here, let me do this. I don't know if you can see that, but like up here is the raw can. Is it, I think it's bright, like shiny cans or bright cans. I don't know, somebody that is an expert in cans, tell me what this coating is. And then you've got the digital printed layer here that you can kind of see the difference in the matte versus the shiny there. And then this is the same thing with a different color. Anyways, these look tasty to me based on nothing. I don't know why. These big panels of pastels and colors, to me, like bring me back to childhood Kool-Aid flavors. And I know that they taste like they should, which is, this tastes like red, and this tastes like pink, and this tastes like blue, which are of course flavors and colors. Push those aside. Now, let's dig this out of here. Here's what I'm talking about. So we've got the stock beverage tray, and then we've got this, which is probably an old box. In fact, it was a shipping box that was shipped from, I don't know if we should say this actually. Probably should keep it. Oh, interesting. Made by President Container in Middletown, New York. So this is a really great use for a spent shipping box that now becomes, I think, pretty cool looking void fill. Pretty cool. So you can see the slit pattern. Let me see, yeah. You can see when I push this together how this box was fed into this machine, tape, packaging label, all of it. And that machine just does these staggered slots so that you can now expand it, right? Very cool. There is that product from 3M called Scotch Wrap or Scotch something that is basically this technology applied to lightweight liner board. I think it's liner board or medium. I don't know what paper grade they use, but it's craft paper that has this similar technology or slitting pattern to it, and it's on a roll, and when you pull the roll, those slits expand into making a 3D, like Z-directional thickness like that. You see it's flat now relatively, and then it gets into this like Z-directional thickness that adds pretty significant protection. What am I seeing here? What am I seeing here? Is this a glued box? This is a, hang on. This is a glued box. This is an actual fully glued RSC with flaps and all. Oh, this is fantastic. I don't know why this gets me excited, but this is like the bones of an RSC that has been repurposed into void fill. You're basically using the corpse of a box to fill another box. It's pretty metal. Yeah, okay, there's your box. 4 flaps on the bottom. Let's see, is the flap already in there? Flap's already in there. This is the bottom of the box. That's where the cert stamp is. And then we have minor flaps, major flaps. There you go. You've basically made a corrugated box into a wicker box. I'm gonna start selling this as a high value product. But look at this. Let's look at the glue tab on this thing. I know we're here to talk about Strive, but honestly, you guys knew what you were getting into. We're here to talk about the box. So here's a glue tab. Yeah, this is like, oh man, this is pretty cool. Yeah, they just were like, you know, we have this extra box and we have this slitting machine. I don't know if this is the brand or if this is the co-packer, but I like it. Okay, guys? I don't think I would pack the cans in this to ship it, but I have seen stranger things, and many of you have seen it here on the BoxBuilder Breakdown. Some brands do some crazy stuff. Actually, in full disclosure, we investigated getting one of these machines. They're between like $2 and $5 grand, and you could take all of the scrap corrugated that we have, and instead of baling it and selling it as OCC, we can put it through this machine and then sell it as basically void fill, just like this. I didn't know if anyone was gonna use it. I don't know if we could sell it. You know, you sell a box of it or a pallet of it. I just didn't know. Tell us in the comments, do you wanna see this kind of stuff? It's such a brilliant use of material, and it has a really good shock protection value to it. But I didn't know if anyone first was aware of it or would like the aesthetic of it, because it's not the prettiest, but for the value, for the dollar you spend on this versus like really any other void fill, this is gonna be significantly cheaper because it's already fulfilled its first primary purpose. So I like it. I don't know if that point has been made. Big fan of this. It looks like trash, but really what it is treasure. TM. Okay, on to the product. As I mentioned before, I really like that. They're really dented, and what we see a lot of times is not external forces that cause the denting so much as this right here. I wasn't sure that that wasn't gonna explode in your face, Addie. I want you to know that I wasn't sure of that, so I'm sorry that I just exposed you to potentially getting a champagne shower all over you. But yeah, the denting is can on can. These shoulders, as I've said 100 times, are the real reason that these get dented. It's because those shoulders come together. It's a real sharp point of impact on both sides, and they just dent, you know? Just like that. I mean, you can do it with nothing. And I can't tell, they're not super carbonated. If they're carbonated, slightly carbonated. Yeah, it says carbonated water, but you can tell that by deforming the can, they're not super carbonated. But honestly, if your customer is okay with it, you don't need something between the cans. Some brands are selling sort of the premium end of the spectrum and do not want the cans to show up with any denting. Other brands are more on the value side, or they have established relationships with their customer through a first box and then a different second box, and they choose to go with something like this, which is a stock tray with the cans in it with no inter-can protection, and just wrap the box so there's no catastrophic failure like a forklift gets jammed through it, and even that's not gonna protect anything. But my point is, sometimes the brands make the calculated decision that they don't wanna spend the extra money on keeping all of the denting away, so they do the value assessment of a little bit of denting is okay and pay that packaging cost. Or they say, we don't care if the cans show up completely dented, looking at you, Liquid Death. We just wanna sell volume. And all of those answers are okay as long as the brand and the customer are getting what they expect. I think it's okay. There's no right or wrong answer here. So let's score it. From a branding perspective, it was basically non-existent. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 flutes. The outside branding was great, and I was enamored by the inside packaging. You know what would be really cool? It'd be more expensive if you got like a brand step and repeat on this stuff and made actual consistent sheets of this. Then it would be kind of cool, but any branding is gonna get lost in the chaos that is these, I don't even know what you call it, slit, spent sheets, container, whatever it is. Overall, I'm gonna give this a 3 flutes. The product arrived dented, the packaging is unbranded. Despite my love for this spiderweb of a void fill option, there's just like not too much to talk about. Although the cans are great, I really love the look of these cans, and I know how they're gonna taste, delicious. But we're here for the packaging. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 flutes. Like, comment, subscribe. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping by. If this is not your first time, I have to assume that you are already subscribed and that you have already liked and commented. But historically, I know that that's probably not true because it's basically me and my mother-in-law that comment on these. So if you would, please go over to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think of that. Should we do it? Should we not? I don't know. Thanks.